But welcome back to another So Your Wife Wants You To. So you guys know my wife by now, if you've watched some of these other videos that I have. So she is pretty awesome. And I'm not just saying that because she's probably watching, because she may not actually be watching. But anyway, I mean, she has her own jewelry, she's got her own clothesline, she's a licensed esthetician, licensed cosmetologist. I could go on and on, but I wanted to talk today about, some of the stuff that she does. She says, hey, she's got so many tools. She's like, hey, Steve-O, this tool is dirty, or this needs to be cleaned, or will you please clean this thing? So today we're going to be taking apart an airbrush and cleaning it. And at the end of the video, you will be able to take this thing apart and know exactly how to clean it and put it back together. So pretty easy. But there's a few little tricks, a couple of tools that I'll share, and let's get going. So some of the video you will not be seeing my smiling face. I hope that's okay, but I just wanted to show kind of some of the things that I do. So basically what we have right here is one that we haven't taken apart yet, another one right here that we have taken apart. So these are all the little pieces, and you can kind of see, I want to show you where all the makeup goes. So here's, you can kind of see this is where it comes out. That's all caked in. So we're going to put that. Get a dish of really hot soapy water. I just put like a drop of dish soap in. So we're going to be putting, basically just put everything in. If you have the little trigger part, you don't have to put that in. But definitely this stuff, like there's a spring loaded mechanism that can go. This is actually the thing that gets the most gunk on it. That's the most nasty. Putting my hand up so you can actually see, but see all that should be shiny. See, especially toward the tip and kind of in the middle, all that makeup that gets caked on there. This is if I could tell you one thing to make sure it's clean, see if that's any better. Yeah, I'm just trying to focus the camera. But if I could tell you one thing to make sure it stays clean, it'd be this thing, because it gets bad. So it's going in. Let's see. So definitely put the actual brush itself in. There's a lot of makeup inside of this. So you can see down inside there. So we're going to put that in. And I'm going to go ahead and take this apart and do the same thing that I just did, but I don't have to do the video, so I'll be right back with you. Actually, I changed my mind, because I think that if you're following along, you might want to do it on your own. So here. So I always put that in. You don't have to, but there's not really much makeup on there. This piece you don't have to put in. And if it's easier just to put all this stuff in, you can. Luckily, the two that I have that my wife has are interchangeable, so I can mix the pieces up. And see how there's makeup in between the threads, so I always put that in there too. Spring, you don't really have to, but sometimes I just throw it in to keep it in the same place. But see, this is really, you can kind of see as it's coming out. And I wish I could focus a little better on it, but you can see that, oh, there it is. You can see where it comes out, and it's caked on with makeup. And that is why we are soaking these things. Yeah, you can kind of see. But you can feel it when it comes out. It feels like it catches. And it's doing that on all the little mechanisms that are in there. This is a little trigger piece. I'll show you how to put this back together. There's also a video that I did on how to put the thing together, and I'll link that up. Look for a little iCard at the top of your screen, and I'll link that up for you. So we're going to let these sit for about, 4 or 5 minutes. Alright guys, through the magic of video, it has been about that much, about 5 minutes or so. And I wanted to show you these cool brushes I got. These are called needle brushes. I've never even heard of these before until I just went on to Amazon. It was like airbrush cleaning tool, and these needle brushes showed up. And they're really cool. They don't even have bristles, these ones. but they're the exact same size. Well, this one is the exact same size as that thing that gets the makeup on it. You can see they're pretty flexible. I wish it would. Here we go. So I always just kind of go in there, and you can move it around and try to. You're not going to break anything. Everything's made out of metal, so don't worry about that. But the smallest one or the second to smallest one are really the two that I use. And just go in there and just start messing around with it. You're basically knocking all the makeup loose. And you see how, as I'm pushing, I don't know if you can see, some of that makeup's coming out of the tip. But it's getting all the way to the tip, which is nice. And we're just kind of going back and forth, knocking all that makeup loose. Let's see if we can see it come out here. Yeah, you see all that come out? So that is what we want. I'm going to keep working on that, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, so I did the needle brush inside the inner parts. And you can also see the end of the needle brush has got makeup all over it, which is good. You can just throw these brushes in there too when you're done. Let them soak. And the kit that I got also comes with these kind of brushes, which they're basically like little pipe cleaners, but a little bit more heavy duty. And they're really nice. I actually use the biggest one, or the second to biggest one, to clean the little reservoir. And they work really well for that. Just knocking all that makeup loose, and then we just put it back in here, bring it back out. Alright. This one's really bad. And just kind of, there's no real like science to it, it's just kind of whatever you think seems best. Let's see. I don't know if you can see the makeup coming out. It's kind of satisfying to have all that makeup come out. And then, let's see, I don't really use this tool very much. It's super sharp, and I'm actually really scared of it. It's another needle brush. This one's actually like a needle. But if you really wanted to dig down and get some of that stuff out of there, like out of this, you could use that. I don't really get that in detail because, I don't know, I just don't. But this thing's pretty wicked. It just came with the kit. I don't really use it much, but it's pretty crazy. But I thought I'd show it to you because it's kind of neat looking. Do not stab yourself when you're putting it back together. Alright, let's put these brushes back together. So let's get one of the brushes out. I just dry it off with a paper towel. It's not going to be perfect. They'll be a little wet, but it's okay. First step is this little trigger. And I didn't get these wet, so I always put this little trigger. There's only one way to do it right. So think of the little tab as pushing against the stuff that way. So it's going to go in this way. Sometimes I think things in my head and I can't articulate them into words. And the next is this little trigger piece. And the ridges go in the front. Kind of catches the finger. If you look, and there's another video of me doing this, which might be better, but we're going to do it again and see if I can capture it again, because the last video was really good. But it was only on putting it together and not cleaning it. So there's little grooves in there you have to catch, but that's it. So it should look like this, with that thing kind of bending forward. Now we're going to take, remember what I said was the most important piece? We're going to set this down at risk of it getting falling out, but very important, get all that stuff off of there. It should be soft by now. You just wipe it off. Don't stab yourself. But it's so important to get that off there. It's really, it catches and then it doesn't work. You can also do a little 3-in-1 oil, but I haven't done that really, but you can. just to kind of get all the mechanisms working. So this should be should go through that trigger piece. Make sure it goes through the trigger piece, and you kind of wiggle it around a little bit. It keeps on going through. You'll know when it comes out the end. See the end? Ow, it just stabbed me. If there's a little makeup that it swishes, just kind of wipe that clean. You can pull it off. Alright. Next is this piece. I don't know what it's called, but that's the next thing. So it's going to be, go straight through there. I wish we could get better focus on this thing. Here we go. It just kind of, it should click. So you're turning it, you're turning it, you're turning it, and then clunk, and it clicks in. Next is the spring. Shouldn't have any makeup on it at this point. And then this little piece here. And these little threads should be makeup free. So if there is some, go ahead and brush them off. This one does not have any, so we're going to twist it. I always use a paper towel to really get a good grip on it because you want it tight. So get it finger tight, and then you get a paper towel tight. Really tight that as hard as you can. Alright, and next we have to get the little, this is the piece that grabs this needle and attaches it to the moving part so it moves. So now, it should see the tip on the left, the tip going in and out. So that's the thing going. Again, you see like there might be a little makeup right there, so if you see that, it's okay. Just wipe it clean. Next is this, just the cover. It says watch DVD first, but I did not. I figured it all out on my own, and it's working just fine. And then finally, I don't know that I showed myself taking this off earlier, but it's the little end part that goes on the end of it here. And actually, we did not clean that, so let's go ahead and clean it, because if it gets gunked up, that can actually keep the spraying from happening. So we're just going to put it in the water, scrub it clean. Twist it, whatever. Alright, that's way better. So we'll go ahead and screw that on. Again, don't stab yourself. And it should be good. Alright, let's get it over here to the sink. Put a little water in there. Okay, I got it filled with water. I'm going to turn the air compressor on, and we'll just give it a little spray. So let's see if we can find a black thing to... Well guys, I couldn't find any other like black background to show you the spray, but you pretty much get the picture. It's all put together, works great. And that's the main point. So we went over how to take the thing apart, how to clean it, what to clean it with. I'll put a link, affiliate link in the description, so you can get some brushes if you're interested. There's some pretty cool ones out on Amazon. And then anytime you click on any of my affiliate links, it gives me a few cents so that I can keep this channel going and buy other cool little trinkets to show you. So I appreciate any support you give me with that. But that's pretty much it. I appreciate you watching, and have a great rest of the day. And until next time, that's all.